Welcome to Zen Tranquility Soul Studio. On today's episode on Zen Soul Tranquility Soul Studio, we explore the tragic story of LaJoya McCoy, who was 31 years old when she was murdered in Monrovia, California, in June 2015. LaJoya was a devoted mother of two, a business owner, but behind the success and ambition, she was trapped in an abusive cycle of fear, and one that would ultimately turn deadly. On June 9, 2015, LaJoya sent one final message from her phone. A week later, her body was found inside her car. What started as a missing persons case quickly became something far and more sinister, and as the investigation unfolded, police uncovered chilling details about a troubled relationship, growing fears of a stalker, and a pattern of abuse that pointed to a killer hiding in plain sight. This is LaJoya McCoy's tragic and sad story. Monrovia, California is the kind of place where people usually feel safe. It's a quiet city just outside of Los Angeles, and it's known for its tree-lined streets, family-friendly neighborhoods, and a strong sense of community. But in June 2015, that sense of security was shattered, and 31-year-old Laya McCoy, a mother of two and a rising entrepreneur, suddenly vanished. Laya wasn't the type of person to just disappear. She was a woman who balanced a busy life, running her own boutique while working for Los Angeles County, but a week after she was last seen, the grim discovery would confirm everyone's worst fear. Laya wasn't missing. She had been murdered. Laya McCoy was born on July 17, 1983 in Pasadena, California, where she spent most of her childhood and was raised by her mother, Summer.
Under the veil of night, William stands solitary, enveloped by the Seattle waterfront's misty embrace.
The thick mist dances around him as the distant city noises mix with the rhythmic lapping of waves against the shore. Under the flickering street lamp, Emma materializes, a striking figure against Seattle's dark waterfront. William, standing near the pier, stiffens, haunted by a ghost he believed long buried. Always knew where to find you, William. Still drawn to the water's edge? William's voice is a low tremor. Emma, I wasn't expecting you. Emma's laughter cuts through the night. Didn't think I had the guts to show my face? Or are you still protecting the city's secrets? William retorts, his tone hardening. My loyalties are clear. Emma's eyes gleam with defiance. Are they? There's a storm brewing, William, and this city needs to be reminded who really holds the power. William's voice is cautious. What are you suggesting? Emma's challenge hangs in the air. A real one. Are you in or out? The Space Needle glows distantly as William stands in the rain, contemplating.
He was at a crossroads, the city's fate hanging in the balance. He knew what he had to do. He would reclaim the city's power.
In the dimly lit security office, Nathan sits alone, the silence broken only by the crackling static of an old radio.
Restless, he fiddles with the radio dial, seeking a clear signal amidst the noise. Amidst the warehouse's quiet hum, a faint whisper pierces the radio static, startling Nathan. He dismisses it as a mere glitch, but the whisper returns, beckoning him towards the storage room. Look beneath the floor. In the storage room, curiosity overwhelms his doubt, drawing him towards the unknown. Nathan steps into the warehouse storage room, the heavy air filled with the scent of dust and decay. His gaze fixes on a section of disturbed floorboards. He kneels for a closer look. With deliberate care, he pries open the floorboards, revealing a small, rusted metal box hidden beneath. His hands tremble as he lifts the box into the dim light. Nathan opens the box, revealing faded photographs of a woman whose smile is frozen in time. Yellowed newspaper clippings detail her disappearance decades ago. The ink bleeds into the aged paper. A letter, brittle with age, unveils a chilling truth. She had been buried beneath the very floor he stands on. The smiling woman in the photographs becomes a haunting ghost in this dusty room. Nathan clutches the box tightly, returning to the security office where the haunting truth awaits. He stares at the photographs, a cold shiver creeping down his spine as whispers turn into chilling realities. The radio static intensifies, adding a menacing layer to his dark discovery.
Affirmations to guide your glow up. I am stepping into my power. I inhale my dreams and exhale my fears. I release what doesn't reciprocate my energy. I trust the timing of my life. I find peace through discipline. I am becoming a better version of myself each day. My energy is palpable when I walk into a room. How others perceive me doesn't define me. I have everything to gain by releasing the grip of shame. By acknowledging my inner child, I am one step closer to healing. I accept radical responsibility for creating my dream life. My heart and mind are open and ready for new experiences. I am energetically aligned to all I desire. I find small ways to receive each day. I achieve my goals by focusing on one at a time. I don't need all the answers to remain grounded in this moment. I am clear and direct with my manifestations. I tap into my magic by trusting my intuition. My actions match my goals. My greatest glow-up is internal. I manifest things as they should be, not as I want them. I attract what I want by being what I want. Play is necessary and restorative. I move my body in ways that bring me joy. Rest is a top priority for me. By doing less, I am able to receive more. I fill my free time with freedom. When I get overwhelmed, I turn to my breath. My play is as important as my work. I can unplug and remain informed. I prioritize my peace. My greatest luxuries are stillness, peace, and simplicity. The chaos around me is no match for the calmness within me.
What does it mean to trust the process? It takes an intense amount of patience, dedication, and purpose to get to where you want to be personally. But it's not as easy as do these 10 steps and you'll be a happier person. Life is not a game of Candyland where we draw cards to see how many colored tiles we get to move, travel the gumdrop pass, and skip 9 steps. Unfortunately, there's no option for this in real life. So, what do we do when certain goals for ourselves just aren't happening as fast as we want, or in the way that we want? We have a choice. Either abandon the goal altogether, or embrace the journey that we're on, albeit a different one than we may want, and trust the process. Trusting the process versus focusing on progress. Trusting the process requires that we rewire our brains. We have to change our thinking about what progress looks like. But when we do this, there's actually more growth potential available. Journal through the steps. One way to practically train our brains to embrace this new way of thinking about the process versus progress is to journal. Journaling is a great way to put our thoughts and feelings on paper and being to process them. Plus, it's a natural way, as we journal more and more, to track our progress. Or should I say, track our process? Because after all, the lessons we learn along our journey are sometimes the most important ones. Who we surround ourselves with matters. Having family, friends, and the right people to encourage us when we're working on ourselves is important. It can help us stay the course and learn new things about ourselves. Plus, the messages we hear via a podcast, book, social media influence can be a huge part of our daily inspiration. Something as simple as posting quotes around your workspace or living area can help remind you to see value in the journey, take the next step, and trust the process. An example of trusting the process in everyday life. Let's say one of our goals is to get into a better health and wellness routine. We set our intentions, map out our steps to achieving our goal, and start setting new daily practices into motion. Wake up in time to meditate, go to the gym, cook healthy meals at home, eat out less, hydrate more ounces per day, get a good night's sleep. Have you heard of the phrase, learnings, not earnings? It basically means celebrating the more lasting and enriching things or lessons you learn along the way. Do this instead of focusing solely on what you are hoping to achieve or come out earning at the end of it. These learnings, especially when acknowledged and celebrated, become a part of who we are. They can be truly transformative and more valuable than whatever we set out to do in the first place.
Write about a time you felt most alive. Describe a place that makes you feel safe. What does healing mean to you? Detail a small victory you recently achieved. List 5 things you forgive yourself for. Remember a moment of unexpected kindness. Create a letter to your future self. Reflect on a past mistake and what it taught you. Imagine your ideal day. What does it look like? Describe a quality you admire in yourself. What are you most grateful for today? How have you changed in the last year? Write about someone who has positively influenced your life. Detail a goal you are currently working towards. Describe a moment you overcame fear. What does your support system look like? Write about a book or movie that changed your perspective. How do you show love to yourself? Reflect on a time you felt completely at peace. What are the top 3 lessons life has taught you? Describe a tradition that is important to you. What is something you need to let go of? List 10 things that make you smile. How do you recharge? Write about a place you'd love to visit and why. What are your strengths? Reflect on a recent challenge and how you dealt with it. How do you deal with stress? Detail a moment of pure joy. What are your hopes for the next year? Write about something you're looking forward to. Describe your perfect day of self-care. What do you need more of in your life? Reflect on a compliment that made you feel good. How do you overcome self-doubt? Detail an act of self-kindness you can do today. What are the most significant values in your life? Write about a goal you recently achieved. Describe your ideal support network. How have your priorities changed over time? Reflect on your happiest memory from childhood. Write a letter of forgiveness to someone. You don't have to send it. Describe what love means to you. What does success look like in your eyes? List 5 things you'd like to learn or try. Reflect on your most cherished possession. Describe the best advice you've ever received. How do you want to be remembered? Write about someone you miss. What are some barriers to your healing? Describe a talent or skill you're proud of. What's something you're afraid of? How can you face it? Reflect on your proudest moment. Write about a time you helped someone. Describe a habit you'd like to break. What does vulnerability mean to you? List 5 qualities you admire in others. Reflect on a time you showed bravery. Describe your sanctuary. What are 3 things you'd tell your younger self?